We are
How are
fine.
you guys?
You are following, eh?
Yes. Hi.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Yes. How are you guys?
We
We are
all
And
right, and you?
I'm fine. I'm very happy to hear that you decided to have this discussion.
We all right, and you?
I'm fine. I'm very happy to hear that you guys decided to have.
Okay,
yes,
go
sir, you
ahead.
can.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
We
Yes,
can.
sir, we can hear you.
Yes. Yes. Guys, I just want to say, as African down there, I just want to tell you how uh, I just I just want to tell you how uh, the Europeans decide how they see what is happening in South Africa, how they feel
Mm.
with what is happening over there. Listening to them from our workplaces, and they are describing South Africa as a very horrible country to go to invest. And I want to say to you, this is not good for Zimbabweans, this is not good for South Africans, and this is not good for Africa. What is needed is for all the Africans in South Africa, whether legal or illegal, to come together, identify where the problem is. From what we know, from what we read, and what we see, what is happening in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, Zimbabweans must start to realize that only South Africans can take them out from what is happening from their country. They must start coming together with South Africans and requesting help, assistance from the South Africans to fight what is happening back in their home. And I want to say to South Africans, don't kill Zimbabweans. Please start grouping yourself to assist them, shelter them like what the Europeans are doing here, sheltering the Ukrainians, okay? And assist them to fight ZANU PF. What is been happening for all along is the politicians in South Africa, they were working with the corrupt politicians in Zimbabwe to loot out the resources of Zimbabwe. ANC and its government and all other what I can call capitalists in South Africa, they are benefiting from the situation in Zimbabwe. Mbeki, as a president, he was the first one to go and trigger that move when he called for quiet diplomacy. And at the moment, 90% of the retail industry in Zimbabwe is controlled by South Africa. The biggest platinum mine in Zimbabwe is controlled by ANC, if you don't know. So what is needed is that you, the poor men, who is killing each other, start organizing yourself and work to take the poor man from Zimbabwe to get out of the mess way is so that he can go back home and work home. And I can assure you, South Africans, you will migrate to Zimbabwe looking for work in Zimbabwe if you don't work with the Zimbabweans at the moment. Assist the Zimbabweans to go back to Zimbabwe. Don't kill them. Help them to get out of there. Start shouting to your government to get out of Zimbabwe with their minerals. They are taking minerals from Zimbabwe. They are the ones benefiting with the whole retailing industry in Zimbabwe. If today the whole Africa and say to you, South Africa, we are going to tell your investment to get out of Africa, South Africa will collapse. All these jobs which they are fighting, they will never see them again. So, you, my brothers who are down there, I want you to start identifying the real problem, the real cause of the problem, and work together. Zimbabweans start asking help from South Africans to say, help us, we want to go back home. You can't be there forever. The resources are not enough to feed all of you. It is possible to remove borders. I want to answer that because 27 countries in the European Union, they've got more population than the Southern Africa. Only the Southern Africa. But it's who is on top, who managed the migration of people, who managed to make sure the people are getting jobs. These are the problem which we must start dealing with rather than fighting to say go back to your Africa. Here I can tell you that I was so shocked when the first time 20 years ago, when I started to arrive in UK to work over here, that the people, the children don't know the difference between South Africa and Zimbabwe and South Africa and Nigeria. They don't know that different. They just know that there's Africa. Children who are educated here, they don't know much about Africa. They don't know about it.
Okay.
Even now, when people are banning like this, they are Nigerians, Zimbabweans, South Africans, they're just laughing at us as one people. But back home, you are dividing yourself. Who is that investor who's going to come to South Africa when they see people being banned? They look at how you solve the solution. How do you solve the problem which you have? Then they know they are working with reasonable people. Zimbabwe is a sleeping giant. South Africa protect Zimbabwe. Start working with the Zimbabweans and help them. Zimbabweans stop taking South Africa as a heaven. Start asking help from South Africans to fight your country. Then after that, we can remove the borders. At the moment, I know, because you don't have the people who can remove the borders at the moment. You don't have all these the old people with big stomachs. They cannot run Africa for you because they don't know, they don't have the future for tomorrow. But in Europe, it's possible. UK is feeling now the heat. They are feeling to go back to European Union because they think they can do it on their own, but it's impossible. Prices of goods are skyrocketing this side because we are out of European Union. But European Union, life is good within the European Union. They are managing their people. No one asks you passport. As long as you've got your identification, you get into aeroplane, you go up and down.
Okay.
You understand what I mean? So guys,
Okay.
this thing of fighting, this is in Zimbabwe, this is in South Africa, it doesn't help Africa as a whole. Identify the problems and fight together for your problem.
Thank you, Mr. Mchune. Thank you. Sorry, not sorry, sorry. Thank you, Mr. Kobe. Sorry, Mr. Nyandoro got something to say, and I'm going to open the mic for Lozi as well. Mr. Nyandoro, please go ahead. Thank you. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you, Mr. Kobe. Sorry, Mr. Nyandoro got something to say, and I'm going to open the mic for Lozi as well. Mr. Nyandoro, please go ahead. Unmute.
Ordinary South African.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, let's go.
Hello?
Let's go, Mr. Nyandoro first.
The South Africans that he's saying you must start working with, they will not help to change the situation of Zimbabweans. Remember, it's just a minority South Africans that needs to understand Zimbabwe. If you remember last time, they sent a crew to Zimbabwe with the defense minister. They just go there to stay in the hotel and see ZANU-PF and come back. So the South Africans, the ordinary South Africans, they feel like we don't want to work with them. But the thing is, we want to work with them, but they also do not have help toward the Zimbabwean situation. Their government is actually letting Zimbabwe down. And the other thing, if I can tell you now, South Africans, the ordinary South Africans, they are the ones who are giving Pakistans their land to rent their shops, to rent their houses, Zimbabweans to rent their shops. When we rent their shops and we prosper, it's a problem again. I'm paying rent. We did not come here with land. So why are you guys giving us your shops and we start running them and tomorrow you come and fight us? You are the ones who are giving us and we are paying you for that. So I really don't understand. If it was that we bring shops from Zimbabwe and bring them in South Africa, then you can say, yeah, they must take back their shops. We are coming here with nothing. We just identify a neglected building and you charge us exorbitant rentals. We pay the rent and in 6 months' time we're up, you come and fight.
Hello.
Okay, let's
Hello?
hear what Lozi has to say about what you have said about, you know, identifying buildings, you pay high rents, and then when you're successful, you then come and get attacked. Mr. Lozi?
Look, my sister, I'm not gonna go back and forth with this petty talk. You know, this talk where they're just trying to belittle South Africa. It doesn't even make sense because Black South Africans, as we speak, they hold the most wealth in Africa ahead of all blacks. Other blacks fall behind Black South Africans. So let's talk facts and stop being petty and trying to belittle South Africans. It doesn't matter if you come to South Africa and realize that there's a building that is standing there that is being forgotten and you hijack it. At the end of the day, South Africa belongs to South Africans. South Africans themselves, if they organize and come together in numbers and say, we don't want this, nobody can do anything. We can talk all night here as much as we want. Nobody will do anything if South Africans say they don't want that and that, not even our own government. Remember, even Mandela himself, he said, South Africa is governed by the people, not the political parties. That's a Zimbabwean thing. We can turn a wheel anytime. And I like the fact that you guys need to keep piecing us. Our people are going to turn the wheel anytime. So this idea that South Africa is open for everyone, it's going to stop. And it was never like that. Each country has got its own mandate to look after its own people. We come here every day to discuss South African government. When are we going to discuss the government of Zimbabwe, which has totally failed its own people? And is the reason why we are here. The entire mess of Zimbabwean government, when Mugabe and his people started to chase the whites out of the country, South Africa was not involved. Why are we involving South Africa today? So this whole South Africa has helped Zimbabwe. How many years have Zimbabweans lived in South Africa? We come here and say as if South Africa is not a good host. South Africa is hosting the largest African immigrants in the entire world. We are actually basically better than any African country you can think of. If any African country can just host even 50% of immigrants that we are hosting, you will see war there. They are fighting tribal wars among themselves. But we come here, we want to act like we are holy. South Africa is the only country in Africa where you find people of all 53 nations residing in South Africa, of all kind of social ills. We're talking about poor people leaving their country to be in South Africa. We're talking about middle class leaving their country to be in South Africa. We're talking about the rich elites leaving their country to be in South Africa. But all we get here, we come here on social media, people talk as if South Africa is the worst country, but they keep running to South Africa. So we need to start talking with facts and consider what South Africans are talking about, especially Black South Africans. We make large numbers. Keep being cocky, keep being arrogant, thinking that you got control over what we decide. I'm telling you, 2024, we are going to decide the future of our country, and we're not going to listen to anyone. This is the future of our country, and the only way Africa is going to rise, it's if every and each African work to build their countries. I'm not saying only Africans should stay in their country of birth, but when we migrate, let's be fair. We're not going to take half of population of Zimbabwe to be in South Africa, half population of Nigeria, have resources to look after the entire continent. That's a fact. And now our people are feeling the heat. Someone came here and mentioned UK, the European opening their border. Have you looked at the GDP per capita of UK? Have you looked at the economy of UK? Those countries are rich. They've been looting the entire world for the past 500 years. They rich. We cannot afford to open our borders. We open our borders with fucked up neighbors like what? Malawi, Zimbabwe, Mozambique. Everybody's going to come in. It's going to take more than 100 years for Africa to relax their borders. And South Africa, if South Africa is to open their borders, this country will burn. The people won't allow that. We are not for that. We are for open trade. People keep on confusing open trade with open borders. We are for intercontinental trade. We are not for that open border stupid idea. We're going to see chaos in South Africa. We're not for that. We don't stand for that. And people are not going to decide for us as South Africans what must happen in our country. We will decide for ourselves. That's it.
Someone is asking you, can you please comment on Durban Indians who are also illegal? I don't know. And VSA, I'm going to unmute you, okay?
Sure.
VSA, your mic is unmuted.
All right. So what I'm saying is, guys, this is an issue.
There's the Indians that are there's two types of Indians.
All right. What I'm trying to say is, this is us as Southern Africans and as Africans in broad. Let's fix ourselves as the normal people at basic, at root level. I'm saying let's not fight each other because of the government. Like the government in South Africa, like it has to do with South African people. Basically, the government in Zimbabwe, like Zimbabweans will fight their own government. South Africans will fight their own government. That's an internal issue. But what I'm saying is like, let's work together. Let's work together. We're talking about an issue where we don't have borders here, and then like I've been following this debate. It's like okay, Zimbabweans are coming into South Africa, they're taking our jobs and stuff, and Zimbabweans are saying South Africans, you are coming into our country, you're taking our job. Guys, it's like which which age which age and which century are we living in now in? I mentioned it a point earlier on. I was saying South Africa is a gateway to trade, and that's my point. A gateway to trade, it means a Nigerian can come to South Africa, abide by the South African laws, respect the South African people, and a South African can as well go to Zimbabwe, can go to Nigeria, can go to Tanzania, and as well as work with the locals. But now the thing is, what's happening in South Africa, it's not because there are a lot of Zimbabweans that are there. And just because there is the heat, like South Africans are thinking, my personal point is like South Africans are thinking Zimbabweans are going to South Africa because their country is poor. And then they're now coming to South Africa and taking our jobs and stuff. It's not the issue of us at grassroots level. Why wouldn't we work together? Okay, as my Zimbabwean brother opened a shop. Okay, why can't I go and work in my Zimbabwean brother's shop? And he being the boss of me, I'll make money. Why can I not go to Zimbabwe and then work in a Zimbabwean store? Why is it the Indians are doing it? Why is it the Chinese are doing it? Why is it other people are doing it and we are not doing it on our own? That's my question, and that's my point.
Thank you so much.
Okay, can I please respond to that?
Okay, please
I
go
hear
ahead.
you, VSA. Everything that you have been saying is true, but we are shying away from that. It's not like South Africans don't like foreigners or illegal foreigners, like foreigners. The problem here is when people come and don't respect the laws. I will show you this. In Sunnyside, Pretoria, as you said, you are South African. You know very well that there are some places that you, as a South African, you cannot go because they are Nigerians. You know that when you go there, you'll be kidnapped. And what is the government doing? Nothing. And as a people, we are getting angry and angry each and every day. And we have to act because the government is doing nothing. So there is no way that people from outside come to South Africa and boss South Africa. Imagine that people from outside are coming to South Africa first, they are illegal in South Africa, but as South Africans, we have to change direction when we have to go other ways. You understand? So another thing is when you check, people are saying that South Africa is killing Zimbabweans. People are saying that South Africans is killing illegal immigrants. Do you think that as a normal person, a South African can just wake up and go and kill? There's no way. So you see, the problem is that we don't, as African, other Africans are saying that South Africa kills people, but we don't want to check the root of the problem. There's no way South African can just wake up and go and kill a person. What's the real problem there? Every time when South Africans kills another South African, the media doesn't, you won't see a fire on social media. When a Zimbabwean or a illegal foreigner kills South Africans, you won't see anything happening. But now, when South Africa has to act, all other African countries, South Africa is cursed. South Africa is this and that. Why? Because each and every time South Africans do something to illegal people, it gets attention. But when those illegal people do something to South Africans, nothing is being done. So how must people act now? Because South Africa will be angry. South African will become angry and angry to a point where South Africa is in drought, and immediately one person starts. You will see the xenophobic attacks of 2008 because no one is giving attention to South Africa of what they want. And South Africans, as I said, it belongs to South Africans, not our government will have to control us. No, if the government doesn't want to act, we will act. Thank you.
Nyandoro, Miss Nyandoro. Okay, sorry. So let me unmute you, okay? Go ahead.
Like he's saying, if really South Africans want to work with the Zimbabweans, all these organizations like Dudula and all the other organizations, why then they didn't actually call for Zimbabweans, whoever foreigners, to have a meeting together and understand exactly why are they here and how can they help
Yes.
them before attacking them, asking them, good guys, okay, how are you here and why are you here? So that we end up working together. It's very easy for me as a Zimbabwean to identify someone who is here illegal and actually tell the relevant authorities if everything is done in the right manner. But if you start fighting and beating each other and claiming that someone is taking a job, I don't know other industries, but I can tell you here in South Africa, most of the industries, people, they get paid the same rate that everyone is getting. I don't know with others, if they are there where people are not getting the same salary. But why can't we just make like a group of foreigners and South Africans to do like everyone and listen to each other and actually listen? Do really these people need to be in South Africa? What is it that is forcing them to be in South Africa? Because I can tell you, there are some people who are just coming here from Zimbabwe. They don't even know where they are going. They don't even know what they are going to do. But there is something which is causing it. Of course, it's them who is supposed to fix their government. But guys, let's be honest. It's not easy for just an ordinary person to go and fix and talk to the government. You cannot. I think there are so many people who had never even had the chance to be even 1 kilometer next to the parliament. So, I mean, let's be real. People have got a genuine cause, like Nanta, you've got a genuine cause, like what I was saying. You've got a genuine cause. It needs to be addressed. They need to actually listen to that young man and actually he contribute to them, those, because at the end of the day, even him, he needs support for whatever he's advocating for to actually come right. He needs support from the same government that we are talking of.
Can I respond to my sister in respect?
Okay. Yes. JJ, are you
Look,
there? Okay, go ahead, Lozi.
what I hate most about these kind of panels, especially when Africans are discussing the issues in South Africa, we always approach this issue as if South Africa is a primary source of the problem. Remember, South Africa is a secondary source of a problem here. The problem starts in the countries where these Africans come from. The other Africans running to South Africa come from. So if we're going to always keep on addressing the root, I mean, the branch where the root is the problem, we're not addressing it. That's a big problem. Now, the Zimbabwean brother there will ask us, South Africa need to intervene and help Zimbabwe. Remember, Zimbabwe is also a sovereign state. There is laws that are governing sovereign states, and these laws are written by the powerful nations like UN, right? South Africa cannot just wake up and turn a wheel in Zimbabwe. The same brother from Nigeria will ask us, can South Africa change Nigeria? The same brother from Congo will ask us, can South Africa do the same? Burundi, Togo, you name them all. South Africa is a one country. We need to take responsibility as a continent, not push everything down South Africa. It's becoming a burden to us. It's becoming a burden to every South African born that we have to carry the burden of Africa. We are blamed left, right, but no one is addressing why South Africans are running to South Africa in millions in the first place, whereas South Africans are not doing the opposite. The issue, South Africa is a secondary problem. The primary problem is African countries and their leaders. That's what we should also look and discuss. Not always South Africa, not always South Africa xenophobia, this and this. Xenophobia is the outcome of the problem, it's not the root.
Okay.
All right, I have a point to add. Sorry, Miss Haas, I have a point to add on that. I agree with my brother here. But now, South Africans are carrying the burden on their own. Why can't we carry this burden as normal people? You still remember, like, let's get back into history. Southern Africa. That's why we have this community of SADC. And I personally believe like everybody in SADC is willing to work with South Africa. Why? Because like South Africa is like the connection, and like just because you are the connection, everybody's rushing to South Africa because like the Americans go there, the English people go there. is the World Trade Center of African unity. That's why everybody's rushing there. That's the root problem. And because we don't have anything in our homes, and we need to go where the cream is. The cream is there because we, the African brothers, are contributing to the South Africans, to the South African economy. That's why everybody's rushing there. But now South Africa has a problem. And this problem, South Africans are saying, oh, we can fix this problem on our own. Why can't you say, okay, you guys are coming here? I would personally say this from a Zimbabwean perspective.